What is up, everybody?
So,
as Phil said, it's show time. Today we have here Luke and Sam. And then all the way across Vancouver is Oriane. Hello, Oriane. How you doing?
Good.
Just good or really good?
Yes.
Or how do you say it in Chuukese? Pechuko?
Pachukun.
Pachikan.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, welcome everybody, and I'm sure we'll get a few more in coming to the chat. But so far, I see Naomi. Hello, Naomi. Anna. Hello. Maddie. Phil. David. Rowena is here. I think Kenji's here. What up? What up? If you are watching and you haven't chatted in yet, make sure you throw in some chat because we need to know you're here.
Maddie is here, and she's now going by BlackBerry.
I like that. Is that like by the phone?
I don't know.
Phone BlackBerry? All right, what I want you to do while we wait for a couple more people to come in, I want you in the chat to put your favorite emoji. What is your favorite emoji to use for whatever purpose or whatever reason? Sam, what's your favorite emoji?
We should demonstrate with our faces then.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Yorian, you're too loud.
Let's see. My favorite or the one I use the most?
I don't know.
Because one that is my favorite that I use a lot is just the really square, like, grin. You know? It's kind of like the nervous / possibly constipated
What?
kind of emoji, you know?
Okay.
I use it when I'm kind of like, haha, it's supposed to be funny, but it's not that funny.
See, I like this one in the chat. That's the thinking face. You're just like,
Thinking.
just like when someone does something weird and awkward, you're just like, huh?
It's like sending someone a question mark in the chat when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
And they die, and you're like, question
There
mark.
you go. Hello, Caden. Welcome. Is that a PSG jacket?
Yes, sir.
Is it?
It's from Paris, yes. So,
And Oriane, do you have a favorite emoji?
and can you demonstrate?
No, I don't have a favorite one. And the most recent, the one I use the most is that one. Laughing, dying kind of.
The laughing die one. How do you illustrate that, Sam? Do it.
You like, yeah, to like make crying motions with your hands, you know?
Fair enough. All right, we got Jada in the house too. Jada's thrown up.
Nice.
Is that a fairy or a bee?
That's a bee.
Okay. Or a fairy bee. Is it a combination?
Kind of like the wasp, except
Poop.
not.
Poop emoji.
There you go. I kind of figured that one in of all.
Peter, hello. Peter's in the house. What up? What up? A heart and a small square? Is that what Naomi put? What is that?
That one we're not allowed to. Well, it's not that we're not allowed, but it's like
it just doesn't show up.
It doesn't
on
show.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder if YouTube doesn't have.
it's censored.
one.
Naomi, what did you put? What emoji? Oh my goodness, unbelievable.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get a couple more trickling in, but either way,
Maddie with the
it's-
sparkle.
ooh, with sparkles. Either way, it's great to see you all. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you all so much. We miss you guys. I do have good news that we'll also be talking a little bit more. I'll be sending out more information tomorrow, but we do get to meet in person next Wednesday for those who are comfortable for doing that. We will have some changes to youth group with the format and everything. It'll be a little bit different. We'll let you guys know. But we will get to see each other in person next week and the following week before we hit our Christmas, New Year's break. So, throw out some, booyahs in the chat.
Some woots.
Some woots. But it is good to see you guys at least in the chat for tonight when we aren't able to meet. So, I hope you guys all had a great, wonderful Thanksgiving. Oriane, what was the favorite thing you ate during Thanksgiving?
I don't know. I ate too fast to remember.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well, I personally, Julia made sweet potatoes with essentially like cookie dough on top. It was so good. It's like, you know how you put like marshmallows on yams?
Yeah,
it's just like
yeah.
essentially like a little cookie dough that just like cooks on the top of the yam, and it's just it's really healthy. So, Sam, anything that stood out to you in Thanksgiving?
Tim made some mashed potatoes, but not just ordinary mashed potatoes. It was like how you would do a loaded baked potato, but in mashed potato form.
Okay.
So there's like green onion and like bacon, and then like he topped it with like white cheddar cheese.
Yummy.
And so it was really, really, really good mashed potatoes.
Can you make me some?
Probably. If you asked. You would if you asked.
All right. Cool. Well, here's what we're going to do for today. Besides say how Orion is an awesome person. Whoever that is spamming that in the chat. Is that Rowena? Oh, and Lane.
Oh.
Not white cheddar.
It was Asiago.
Very important clarification.
Even fancier.
All right. Oh, it's Rory. Okay, cool. Well, hello, Rory. So today we're going to do a little bit of difference. Last week we had Sam and I rant stuff, which was fun, and we might do it in the future. Yeah. We still haven't gotten enough, I bet, topics. You meet your goal. So we'll see if anyone texts. Can they still text you?
Yes, you may. If you don't have my number, too bad. I'm not giving it in the YouTube. I'm not going to say it on YouTube. I don't need to get spammed like that.
Can they call you to get your number? I got him. All right. Hello, Taryn. So what we're going to do for this one, it's called In the Life Of. You can see a little spinner below us. We're going to spin the wheel. Those numbers relate to our ages, okay? And what we're going to do, whatever it lands on, you have to tell what your life was like during that time frame, and then maybe like a funny or meaningful story, something that comes to mind as you think about the age. So if it lands on 7 to 9, Sam would have to think back, okay, what was it like growing up when I was 7 to 9?
Reggie, are you puking?
Yeah, Reggie, stop burping. That's gross. And then he'd have to tell that embarrassing story when he was 8 and he pooped his pants or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was, but
bring that up, Luke.
So we'll do it with all three of us a couple times. Then at 7:30, we have another special guest coming in, another staff member. So this will be a good chance for you guys to get to know Orion, who's here, and even though you guys probably have known me and Sam for a while, probably a lot of them don't know what it was like during, our childhood or growing up, and probably don't know a ton of stories. So this could be fun even for us to tell some stories.
And you might notice there's some ages on there where Luke might be that old, but we are not. Like, Orion and I are not that old.
Yeah. I'm 50.
Yeah, obviously, you boomer. But we would then have to try to be like, all right, this is what we think life might be like at this age.
Yes. So, Orion, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you be a little bit more enthusiastic?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Yes, sir. I like that. Okay.
Good.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to go for our first spin. So, everyone in the chat, do a chat drum roll somehow. Go in the chat. I don't know how you want to spell it. I would just probably spell it. I'd probably spell it like that maybe. So do that a little bit. And let's see what we get first up. Spin. Oh, drum emojis. There we go. Insert drum roll. Okay. Come on, give us something good to eat. It's gonna stop. All right, 12 to 13. Oh, yikes. Okay.
Probably one of the more embarrassing times that you could start with, right?
Yeah. So we're talking like 12 to 13 would be like end of 6th grade year, 7th grade year. Right?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was about okay, about 7th grade.
So. I'll give everyone a minute, or not a full minute. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Whoever thinks of something first they want to share, we don't have to go in a specific order. So once you have something, that first person can start going with somewhere between 12 and 13. So I don't know. You do have, okay. Orion, you're up first. Go for it.
Only because I don't want to go last.
That's a good way of looking at it.
12, 13, that was my first year attending school in Vancouver.
Oh,
wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which middle school did you go to?
I started at Pacific.
Ah, very nice. Who went to Pacific when they were in middle school, or is
know a
currently
few.
still going? To,
Yeah, I know
to
a few in the
Pacific.
Where did you go to school before that, or where did you guys live before that?
Oregon.
Okay.
Mm.
So during you were 12 or 13 when you moved?
It was summer of 12, and then I was 7th grade, so I was 12 turning 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Do you have any great stories or memories from Pacific? Either maybe a meaningful one, or maybe just incredibly embarrassing one. I mean, if you want to share that, go ahead.
I just remember in class the teacher taking attendance, and there was this one guy who would always say here for every name that was called, and like I just stayed quiet when I noticed that, and then it came to my name and he said here, and then the teacher's like, "You're not that one." And I just stayed quiet for it was like an awkward silence for I don't know how long, and then I eventually was like, "Here."
That's
I was that one.
Did that scar you for the rest of your life?
Oh man.
No, it was just one of those moments.
Yeah. Being referred to as that one is pretty awkward.
Kaden says that sounds like something I would do. So Orion, you're not the only one.
Yeah. Are you referring to the fact that you would be the one to say here for everyone? Because that seems like what you would do, Kaden.
That's true. That's true. By the way, in the chat, I forgot to mention this. In the chat, I would like for you guys to put in 1 or 2 sentences. What was it like for you guys when you were 12 or 13? Or if you're, just 12 or 13, how would you describe it right now, I guess? Or can you tell a story? Orion, is there anything else you want to share from your 12 to 13?
When I was part of a swim meet thing, and it landed on my birthday. I was turning 13, and I won the that one medal, the outstanding female something swimmer.
Okay, wow. That was cool. That was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What a birthday gift.
All right. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Sam, you or me? Rock, paper, scissors.
Looks like I'm going.
Oh, okay. Go.
Let's see. 12 to 13. That was an interesting time in life. Was not that much taller than I currently am. So that was a little bit of the struggle, was being a short guy. Now, for those of you who know him, this is something that I'll hold over his head for forever. But at this point in time, I was taller than Liam Gentile.
What?
Which
no way.
is insane because Liam's like 6 foot and I'm like 5'4". And so it's just kind of like, was there ever a point where you were actually taller than Liam besides like birth? So yeah, I was taller than Liam at that point. But now he clearly surpassed me. It was actually a time where I was a lot quieter. For those of you who kind of see me as like this outgoing, fun, well, maybe you don't see me that way, but I see myself as like outgoing and very talkative, very social. And when I was 12 or 13, I was actually really shy. I didn't really go and reach out and try to talk to anyone at that age.
Right.
It was pretty much just like Zach, Sam, Quo, and I. That was who I was hanging out with. That was most of my friends. That was the extent of like who I had as friends. And then Liam came along, and yeah, as Phil is saying, I was really skinny as well.
I think he's saying that about himself.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that too. We probably shared that in common. Yeah. Let's see, an embarrassing memory. I remember it was my first year of CYIA, which is Christian Youth in Action, and it's a camp where you learn how to teach 5-day clubs, which is kind of like little mini VBSs. Uh-huh. And I remember I was doing my devotion while at camp, and I kind of just had a cool moment where, I saw the passage that was in the devotion, and then when I was teaching a 5-day club, this kid actually just randomly opened his Bible, and it was that passage.
Oh no.
And I was like, that is insane. Like, that's so cool. And so I was like, I gotta give a testimony about that, because at CYA we give opportunities where, like, if something cool happened, you could talk about it. And so I remember I went up and I was talking about, like, oh, it's so cool that God did this, and it just reminds us of how important it is to be in the Word of God. And right as I get really excited, my voice cracks.
No.
Right into the microphone. I was like, God is so cool. And everyone...
Do you think that was the Holy Spirit moving within you?
Or he was trying to keep me humble. One of those two. But yeah, it was pretty embarrassing because it was directly into the microphone. No way of not hearing it. I remember people started laughing, but, you know, people were just like, all right, you know, it's funny, but we like what he's saying. But yeah, it was definitely pretty embarrassing to have that happen.
Yep.
Especially because it was my first year being at camp. So, the newbie.
Voice crack.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, when I was 12, 13, I was the quietest kid of them all. I never said anything, barely talked to anyone. My best friend moved away just a year or two prior. So at school and all that, pretty much didn't talk to anyone. What I would do is I'd go to school, shut up, do my work, and then I'd come home and play video games all day long. It's pretty much, I don't know. My parents, you know, when I was younger, they tried to, like, limit our screen time and stuff. And then I think when I got into middle school, they just stopped trying. They're just like, whatever. And so I would come home, get my homework done in, like, 30 minutes, because you're in 7th grade and it's super easy, right? At least for my teachers in my school. I went to Shahela. And then I would just play this game called RuneScape for about 6 hours, which you probably don't know what it is. Think of it kind of like just above a 2D graphics of World of Warcraft, but it's like... It's not like bird eyes view, but like it's kind of like looking down on an angle. So it's kind of a very nerdy game, and we just don't talk about it anymore because it's kind of a dead meme. But anyways, I was that quiet, and an embarrassing story I remember was because I was so quiet, I didn't really talk to anyone. But, on this bus route, there was probably like 6 or 7 kids that, we'd all get on the bus with. And so one of the days, I started talking to them just a little bit, just, inserting myself into conversation. And this girl was on the bus that day. And she was the best friend of this girl that I had a crush on that lived in the neighborhood. Yeah. And so, I don't have any, realistic expectations that I have a chance with this girl. 'Cause she was like the popular girl. I'm like, whatever. I'm this quiet nerd here in the corner. But her friend came on the bus. We were talking as we were walking home. And because I had been quiet for so long, she literally turns around and just says, "Wait, it talks?"
Oh my gosh!
And she was the best friend of the person I crushed on. So that was a big blow to morale, and I was sad,
rough,
and just never talked again after that. just reaffirmed the point to just never talk. The best strategy is just hide in middle school. Never show your face to anyone.
You get that one, you're getting it, man.
So let's see. We'll read a couple stories before spinning the wheel again. I want to see what you guys said. Johnny says 12 to 13 is crazy. Yep. Julia says I was not vibing. 7th grade was sure something. Rowena went to the wrong class. Sierra in blind school got to swim. Nice. David, absolutely terrible. Definitely showed me not what to not be. Oh, your mom had a crush on a boy named Donald. Did you know that?
What? Who's Donald? Who's Donald?
Phil being teased for being tall, skinny, and uncoordinated. Yup, a lot of teasing. Early middle school for Caden. Nobody was paying any attention during math, so we basically played on our phones and unblocked games on our Chromebooks. Nice. See, this is how old I am. We played games on our graphing calculators. Like, no joke, we had these special calculators, right? And you could download these, like, little line games of, like, Super Mario where you're like jumping over stuff. Like
Interesting.
I'm such a boomer. Naomi would cry on the bus. What? Everyone hated my math teacher and were so rude to him. He was your favorite teacher. Oh,
Aw, that's
sad
rough.
day. Sad day. All right, here we go. Let's spin the wheel for another round, shall we? Oh, it's gonna be 50. No.
Oh, 4 to 6.
4
Alright,
to
this
6. So whoever wants to go first, whether it's Oriane again, or I don't know if you have something popping to your head.
At the age 4 to 6, I don't remember what it was really like being that old.
I'm sure your mom can chat and tell
Sure,
us.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was homeschooled, so my social interaction was like a lot of the church. We would do some stuff with like other homeschool families and things like that. I feel like most often kind of what would happen is because my mom and dad did a lot of ministry stuff, and because we're homeschooled, like Tim and I could just like go along with them and go ahead and visit different teenagers or visit different schools like that they would do good news clubs at. So I remember that would happen a little, a fair amount of just kind of like, all right, today, instead of like doing school in the morning, we'll just go ahead and go to the school and then come back and then start doing homeschool stuff. One thing that I do remember is when I was I think I was 4, maybe 5, we had this like Nerf basketball hoop just hanging in our hallway.
Oh no.
And there was also like a shoe rack that had like, it was like pretty boxy. And Tim and I one time we were playing a little bit of Nerf basketball before Cubbies, which is like pre-Club 66. So it was Awana.
Mm-hmm.
And we were playing, and the ball like bounced like crazily off the door and like went over to where the shoe rack was, and I was like running after to get it, and I ran right into the corner of the shoe rack and like split my chin open because that's how tall I was. So I just split my chin wide open right before Cubbies, and so instead of going to Cubbies that night, I went to the hospital because I had to get stitches in my chin. And so I remember for quite a bit, then my parents would just be like, "Oh, Sam, you want to show people what happened to your chin?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And I would like take it off, and they'd be like, "Oh, what happened?" I'd be like, "I got stitches." "How'd you do that?" "I ran into the shoe rack." "Well, why'd you do that?" "We were playing basketball." And like anytime people were over, I'd always have to tell a story about how I busted open my chin.
That's the worst.
So I think there might be a faint scar, but it's really, really little.
Gotcha.
Like where it would
I
be.
can't see
So,
it. But...
yeah.
All right, that was sounds painful.
Yeah.
Oriane, just in case you need your memory jogged, we do have a chat from Rowena saying 4 to 6 Oriane would be a mom to me and smack me if I did something wrong. So is that true? Can you confirm that?
Well, when I was 5, that's when I started learning how to take care of a baby because Rory was born.
Oh.
So I was 5 and I already started. I got in trouble for being so like lazy to hold him. But then 6, that's when Rowena was born. And
Wait, 6 years old was when Rowena was born?
yeah.
You would. She said you'd smack her. You'd smack her as an infant?
She's just trying to make it sound like I'm abusive.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
So it's not true. We're just clarifying. It's not true. Okay.
But it was mostly like I mostly remember me with Rory, but me around that age, I was a quiet one, but I was one of those kids who would run around, but I wouldn't really talk much, kind of a kid. I was not much of a talker. I was more of a doer than anything else.
Nice. What were some of the favorite things you would do back then?
I remember around that age, it was my first time singing in front of the church. So
Ooh, that young,
Yeah, I
huh?
think Seorian also put something.
I remember
about that
my
too.
dad giving me the mic, and all I said in the mic first was repeating the word no. I don't even know why, but all you hear is no, 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 no. And like,
Oh no!
why
the
did I
whole
do
church.
that thinking back?
That's funny.
I guess I just wanted to hear how I sounded like, but
That's
yeah,
great.
that was that.
No, no, no! Get it away from me!
I will not.
I would do
The
that
thing is,
song.
I didn't even give the mic back. I just held it and kept saying that. Like, it didn't make any sense.
As a kid, you didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's funny.
Yeah, for me as well, when I was that young, I was, again, pretty shy and quiet and lacked confidence. And I don't really remember specific stories, but my dad loves to tell this story because I have a terrible memory. Like, anything before I was 7, like, I can, like, vaguely remember, like, certain images and stuff, but, like, I don't necessarily, like, have certain stories that I personally remember.
Mm-hmm.
But one that he loves to tell, and I'm pretty sure I was either 4 or 5. And growing up, he raised me playing like t-ball and stuff. So I was on this baseball team. And remember, I was pretty shy. I don't have confidence. So my dad, he was trying to train in some confidence to me. He's trying to be, he's trying to be a dad. And he's like, every time we would go out and practice together in our backyard, he'd be like, Luke, you are the best player out there. Like, all these other kids, they're not as good as you. Like, you can be a champion, whatever he would say. Some motivational speech. That's just my dad. That's who he is. And so what ended up happening is our first game on the field, we get out there. And because my dad has been telling me this over and over and over again, I get out into the field and just go straight up to the other team, apparently. And I point at each one of them, and I'm just like, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, and just go down the whole line. I don't remember this at all. Like, I don't know why I decided to do that, but so it worked, but it also kind of backfired on my dad. So
Well, did you beat him?
I don't know. It probably didn't backfire on my dad. He probably loved that. He probably thought that was the funniest thing ever. So, all right, we'll read a couple of stories from you guys. Let's see. Caden wouldn't shush, according to his brothers. No surprise there. Phil learned to ride the bike then. Nice. And being quarantined on a plane home with chickenpox.
Oh, interesting.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I guess they wouldn't want you to spread chickenpox to everybody else
Crazy.
if other people hadn't gotten it.
Yeah. Maddie, when she was 4, decided she wanted to be a ninja and try to sneak down on our very long flight of stairs. Long story short, I tripped and broke my ankle.
That's a young age to break a bone,
That's a
dang.
pretty good ninja, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Lang says, I was in kindergarten. Our class was doing music and rhythm. And I was a flower squatting down for the B, but my bladder was full, so I puked.
And it says, when the class was over, teacher asked, why was there a pool of water on the floor? I told them it rained. I did not know that. That's funny. Good job, Mom. Way to be quick on your feet.
My goodness. Rory says, Orion knows my embarrassing moment. Orion, do you know what he's talking about? Oh, I think you might be muted here. Unmute yourself there. There you go.
I don't know.
Well,
I could think of one where Rory was singing into the, like, he was recording into this, like, I don't know. My dad was playing the keyboard, and Rory was singing a two-key song into the mic, and he was so off pitch, and he was so off pitch, and he was off beat, like,
Oh, no.
everything. He doesn't know how to sing.
okay, awesome.
Man. But I hear Rory can sing pretty well now, so...
Who is he?
Okay, well, Orion, any last thing you want to say to the fans out there that are watching? And then we're going to move on to our next special guest.
I don't know what to say. Hi guys. Thanks for watching me.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Orion. We appreciate you being here, and we will see you hopefully next week at youth group.
Of course.
All right, and hopefully our students will get to know you even more. So thank you for sharing a little bit about your life.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.
Bye, Orion.
Bye.
Okay, for our next special guest, we bet you can't guess who it is, because that special guest is walking through the door right now. There it is.
Wow! I bet you didn't realize it by the fact that it would have had to have either been Julia or Mindy, because
right.
they're the people who live here. Mindy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Say
having
hi
me.
to the people
Hello.
watching at home.
I haven't been in here before, so this is bizarre to me how much is going on.
Pretty neat, right? Got a whole setup. So, you know what's happening, right?
Yeah, the general idea.
Yeah, so we're spinning the wheel, and whatever it lands on, you have to talk about what life was like at that point in time.
Okay.
And also a funny or embarrassing or cool story from that age
Oh,
as
snap.
well.
Okay.
You have so
I'll
many
I'll try to think of stories, but I also might spit off into multiple stories, so
Yeah,
you can
sure.
stop me anytime.
That's okay, you know. It'll give them a chance for them to get to know you a little better. All right. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Oh, I get to spin it.
Yeah, you can spin it.
How do I spin it? Do I
You just
just
click-
rotate it?
Click on it.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh!
Wait, which one
That
is the
looks
one?
like
What is it?
Oh,
16 to
17.
17. Wow.
That's not.
Wow.
Alright.
Okay.
So go ahead and
that time
close.
I gotta close it. Okay.
or should
16
we have
to
hit
17.
remove?
So yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
So we gotta think of what
Okay.
our lives were like in a story.
Let's see.
Sweet 16, man. I was in
We're-
high school. That was junior, senior year. I graduated when I was 17, so yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Running start. It's a good idea. Let's see. Oh, I had some really good memories from being in choir. I was in an all-girls choir during those 2 years, actually. So, really great people. We got to go on a retreat to a place called Seabrook, and that was really fun. We got to, sing on the beach and draw pictures on the beach, and that was really fun. Yeah, a lot of good memories from that. There's also the last 2 years I did tennis, my team. We had a good time with them, too. I'm trying to think if there's actually any, embarrassing moments that happened during those times.
Any tennis stories?
Not much. I think that was the years that I was getting really good. I sucked to begin with because I didn't have any experience. But when I got to junior and senior year, that's when I was actually getting good. I hit someone in the face
What?
with the ball. It was so great because
With the racket
you-
or with the ball?
no, with the
With
ball.
Okay.
I would be fouled. I would be kicked out if I hit someone with a racket. No, but it's if you don't know tennis rules, if you hit someone on the other side of the net, obviously, that's a point. You win it because they didn't return it back, right? So our coach is always yeah, hit them if you can, hit them, during our practice and everything. Oh, it's so funny because it's actually kind of hard, but once you get the practice of it, it's really great. Yeah. That was a good time.
Very
Hit someone in the
nice.
face, and I felt really proud. Yep.
Yeah, a few of you are kind of wait, I'm not 16 or 17 yet. Then you get to kind of guess what life would be like. Rowena says,
Tennis
let me just think. I'm going to be playing basketball. So there you go.
More sports.
Yeah, I see some people
Yeah.
affirming choir.
Yeah,
And
choir.
by some people, I mean Frisbee Luke.
That's
And Julia.
Frisbee Luke,
Julia
man, yes.
Warden
Would come
is
through.
saying yes. Choir is the best.
Choir's so
You
fun.
want to go, Luke?
Good
You
community.
want me to go next?
Oh,
man,
y'all
I
get
have
to answer too?
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, you could be 16? No?
He's already like 70.
That's true.
In dog
He
years.
acts like it.
Okay, let's see. For me, I was a part of a wild, crazy group called the Laurelwood Baptist Youth Group, and we were kicking it with Adam Wild. If you don't know, that's Pastor Mike's son. He was our small group leader. And, well, as well as like Caden's dad at some point, Jeremy, all those guys, they're still there, which is crazy. But this was like 10 years ago.
So
And Phil, of course, is the youth pastor. I'm sure Phil could tell us so many more stories, but one of the cool things was that I was in a high-class rock band called Fallen Short.
wow.
As the star bassist, we were so good. I mean,
You guys were good.
so good. We tried to play songs like, Skillets. Well, I don't even know what their song names are anymore. Holy cow.
Hero, I'm away.
No, it's like before that.
Before
even.
that.
Yeah, this is like OG.
Prehistoric.
Skillet.
Yeah. Like,
And one time at youth group, we got to play a concert, and we were so cool because we were doing we were Fallen Short, so we did like a logo with like an F and a backwards 7 or something, or I don't know. It was super weird. We thought we were so cool that we were wearing like blue tight skinny jeans, and we had like long hair that we tried to straighten, which didn't make any sense because I already had straight hair, but for some reason Jenny decided to straighten my straight hair.
oh.
And yeah, it was there's some good pictures. Maybe I'll have to pull one up here at the end of the stream if I can find it, but here, let me see if I can find one on my phone. Looking back on it, it was good times, but yeah, we thought we were like all that and a bag of chips. And looking back on it, I don't know if we were all that.
Blue skinny
necessarily.
jeans, though. That's next level.
I love it. Yeah, some people are kind of also saying, like, what about the Beaver Bowl, bro?
That was the long hair.
16, Yep.
That was the iconic look.
Yep.
Yep, in the Dominican
He's swooning.
Republic, they called me Lucas Bieber. No joke.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Let's see. For myself, 16 and 17, I also graduated when I was 17. That's when I went to the Clark County Skills Center, which is now called Cascadia Tech Academy, which I will not call it that because I think that sounds pretentious. So I'm always going to call it the Skills Center. Let's see. That's when I really started to find a little bit more of my confidence. I was a bit more outgoing at that point in time. I actually had quite a few friends. That's when I wanted to be the famous Sammy Storm. That's when I still had it in my brain. I am going to be a wrestler, no matter what anybody tells me, because I will do it to prove everyone wrong who says that I cannot. And yeah, that was an interesting time where I felt like that's maybe where I was a little too full of myself, where I didn't know what to do with my newfound confidence and kind of was a little bit arrogant about things, a little bit like dismissive of people at times, just kind of like a little bit too into myself at that point in time. Not always concerned about other people. I was concerned about other people. It's not like I didn't care. But when you are still insecure about certain things, you tend to like look inwardly a lot. And so I was confident in certain things. In other things, I was still insecure. And with those things, I would keep looking inward rather than trying to focus on other people. So, yeah,
you got
that happened.
Like how your mom was like, I prayed so
That
hard.
I wouldn't be a wrestler, yeah. Man, there's a few things that I can remember about being 16, 17. I'm trying to think of a specific instance that is fun.
Well, why do you think of it? We'll just. I don't know if it'll actually come
What
up.
is this? It's a little out of focus.
Is that Austin?
You get the idea.
Wait, is that really Austin?
Yeah.
it's really awesome.
That's so weird.
It's pretty atrocious.
That hair.
That's
Whoa.
awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let me think. Let's see. One memory I can think of from my time at Skills Center. It was when our teacher was grading our work. He was in his office. It was towards the end of the day. This was my first year. And one of my buddies, he comes over and he like puts my hood over my head and like takes the strings, pulls it, and ties it behind me. And so then I'm just kind of like, you need to get this off of me. And then he's just like laughing his head off, right? So then a couple of my other buddies finally get it off. So in that moment, I decide, okay, is this the moment where I teach him to not mess with me again? Or is this the moment where I let it go and everything's fine? It was just a funny joke. That was the moment I decided that he should not mess with me again.
Oh,
Now,
goodness.
what's crazy is, because he was my buddy, I know this is why I won the fight. Just at the time, I didn't think about it that way. I just thought, yeah, I'm big, bad, and tough. But this guy, he's a senior in high school. He's already 18 years old. I'm still 16 at this point in time. He's a varsity wrestler. He is, I wouldn't say, he's not twice my size, but like he's got a good like 50, 60 pounds on me of pure muscle. And I decide I'm gonna jump on top of him and get him in a headlock and just like start trying to wrestle him to the ground. And the whole time, he's just laughing because he's like, I know what I could do in this scenario. However, he's my friend. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Everyone else is losing their minds. They're like, what? Sam has this inside of him. He's aggressive and he wants to fight people. This is crazy. And so my teacher comes out and he sees the situation. He sees me, the smallest kid in the class, taking on the big bad varsity wrestler. He just shrugs his shoulders and walks away. He's like, nothing's gonna happen here. So that was that was a pretty interesting Skills Center story that I have. It was pretty funny. Yeah, looking back at it, I definitely realized, yeah, he could have handed my butt to me on a platter.
Handed your butt to
Yeah,
you?
he could have.
Why does he
yes.
have your butt?
Well,
he could do
because he
anything.
can do whatever he wants, man. He could have got me. Yeah.
Okay. Any good stories from them coming?
Let's see.
Someone said that they had a really good story. It might have already passed through. I don't know if I should scroll.
You mean,
Scroll up.
yeah,
Yeah.
scroll.
Oh, I don't see the mouse. Okay.
Let's
was
see.
Don't-
A lot of people
no
are.
girls fainted at your performance.
This
I think,
See that?
I think a lot of people are commenting more about
Yeah.
the two of us,
Not all
the
them
three
are
of
si-
us.
Not all of them are 16 either, so. You guys have high school to look forward to. I mean, all of us agree that high school is better than middle school.
For sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Just
It was,
just be aware, okay? A little bit of just don't swing the opposites. Even though in middle school you're trying to figure out who you are, right? Don't get to the point where you're just like, oh man, I'm the best now that I know who I am. You know, like,
I think we
obviously,
all have that moment.
You're
a
the
little
best. You're the best that you that you can be. That sounds like a Disney Channel.
Sounds like a t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
bit. Yeah.
But just a little bit of advice for those who are not yet 16 or 17. Like what Luke was kind of saying, you might not be all that in a bag of chips. Even though you are cool.
We
So-
were so
Yeah.
cool. All right, scroll down. Let's spin
Yeah.
again.
All right.
Spin to win.
Caden said he had a great story,
Oh,
but
should we let him tell it?
Oh,
Oh, that's a weird time.
Wait, is this the newspaper story?
This is the squirrel time.
Yes! Yes! This is what we've
Oh my
dreamed
god.
of.
So obviously I need to tell this story out of everything else. Also, I don't really remember much else that happens during that time. So 7 to 9, I was like in 2nd grade and then I went to like fourth grade maybe? I don't know. So I was homeschooled during like 3rd through 5th grade. I got bored at being homeschooled, and my sisters would be at public school for a bit. And my mom, she tried to teach me, and then she just like let me do my own thing for a bit, and then she'll just like check the answers. Anyway, I got bored, and there was so much extra time that I went outside because I loved outdoors. It just makes sense now because that's like my job and career is like being outside and doing crazy stuff. So there were squirrels out there, and I was like, I want to feed them. They're so cute. I love animals. So I would leave, like, I think the first thing I did was put peanut butter on a spoon, and I left it on the porch, and then I was just like a good couple, like maybe 10 feet away, and then just waited for them to come see what it was, and then they eventually came to like see it, and then eat it, and then basically from then on, like, I would just get closer and closer, giving them like nuts of some kind. Pecans are the biggest thing that they loved. And then they got, I just got more comfortable with them. They got more comfortable with me. So I got to like pet them, and then they just started crawling on me, and it was quite fun that I was like, this is great. I'm going to keep doing this. And then they brought their friends, and there was more squirrels that I got to have, and I started naming them. The OG was Hansel.
Hansel.
He had a chip in his ear so I could tell who he was.
Like Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah. The only reason I picked that was... What? Now, the only reason I picked that was my sister had, like, 2 little, like, Barbie Kelly dolls that are Hansel and Gretel. And I was like, oh, these are so pretty and so cute, but I can't play with them because they're hers. So then I just had that on my mind, and I said Hansel. It's unique. It's cute. Yeah. And then I had a couple others. I think another one was called Squirrely. Lucy was like a really giant one with a chopped off tail.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but I think she was a thug. So I don't know.
Honestly, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a picture of me. I'm like 9, I think, in that picture. There he is in my head. Yeah, I got him to go in my head. He would crawl up on me. I'd make him like do a little dance. Yeah.
Yep, it says 9-year-old on the newspaper.
Yeah, I'm 9. Yes, I'm 9 in that one.
Perfect.
So I did it for like maybe like 2 years, and then I went back to public school. So then they lost their trust because I didn't see them as much.
They got in the newspaper.
I got in the newspaper. That's a whole long story too, and how that happened. But it happened, and then yeah, it got up in the diner in Bonnie Lake because it was like this diner. It's called like. Originally called Mad Dogs, but it's called Hungry Dogs now, and they put up like pictures of people's pets from the town or animal related things of people locally, and it's my mom's like, here, have this framed picture of my daughter in the newspaper with squirrels. And they're like, oh cool, the owner actually does the same thing with squirrels, and he has a picture of them too. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. So yeah, I got my moment of fame. That was the most exciting thing probably that happened to me because I was homeschooled, so I was just not doing much. Yeah. I think that's about a good story. Yeah. What are you guys?
Well, let's so we don't lose
Oh,
stories
yeah.
again. Sorry,
I know.
Caden.
Do we want to talk about that?
We won't go back. It's fine.
Okay.
Caden, you can tell the story at youth groups at some point, I'm sure. That's when Phil and Anna met for the first time.
Wow.
It was when they were
Ooh,
the
that's
age of
so
7 to
cute.
9. Rowena says that she fought the principal and got suspended for
What?
Like, you
2
punched
or
him?
5
Rowena
days.
did?
That's when Rory met Anthony.
Oh.
Rest in peace, Anthony.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
It's good to remember, though.
yeah. And
Squirrel
Siorian, that's when she slept in music class when we were watching a movie because she hates watching TV. What else?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, very nice.
Do you want to go or you want me to go?
Bill Nye the Science
Oh,
Guy.
gosh.
Yes.
Let's
I also
see.
went to middle school. Yeah.
7 to 9. I guess like mom or dad confirm or deny this, but I feel like 7 to 9 was around my hyper years. I feel like that's when I was pretty all over the place a little bit. Just like, yeah, I think I had, maybe I still do have ADHD, but like 7 to 9 felt like one of those time periods of just kind of being hyper, and being a boy that wants to run around and do sports and be crazy and yell and all those things. Let's see. I was 7. I went to Jewish camp.
Oh, we found pictures
What?
of this the other day.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't Jewish camp. It was a summer camp. I think my dad said that Gateway put on, and their theme was like Jerusalem.
Okay.
And so like we would like sing like songs as if they were like, you know, in the style of like Jewish songs. I don't know.
2000 BC style.
Yeah, or more like Fiddler on the Roof style. And yeah, I remember specifically, because this was really hard to forget. One of the teenagers that was working at the summer camp, he got out of control for some reason. I wasn't there to see how it started. All I know is I walk out from lunch, and there's one guy, an adult, tying this teenager to a tree. And it's because the guy was like getting really like the teenager was getting really angry for some reason. So then like the guy's just like, we gotta do something. I don't know why he thought, let's tie him to a tree. I thought it was a skit. I thought it was like a joke. Like I thought this was part of what was happening. Cause like everybody's laughing and everybody's kind of like, oh, this is so funny. But then like the teenager is like livid and he's like screaming at the kids. He's even like cussing at the kids. And the whole time I just was like, wow, this is really odd. Funny joke. Yeah.
Left it at that.
Yeah, that's kind of just like, I don't know. It was really random. I remember that happening though. Just like some teenager got out of hand and had to get tied to a tree.
Dang.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
Great
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah. Jewish camp, y'all.
Jewish camp.
It's
They go hard.
Oh man. 7 to 9. 7 to 9. Actually, 7 is when I moved to Vancouver.
Oh wow.
Before that I was in Bellingham. So the first year I was here, or first like half the year since we moved halfway through the school year, is homeschooled. That was terrible. My mom quit. We never did it again. And around that time, yeah, I lived in an apartment. So I met my best friend there at the park. We would just like spend the night at each other's apartments, like pretty much like all the time, just playing video games, watching movies, doing whatever. And one thing I remember that we did, we saved the entire world.
Oh.
Saved the entire world.
I didn't know you
So
did
there
that.
was this, there's like this huge like plot of land behind our apartments that you could just like walk around in. It like led to a stream, and for whatever reason at the stream we would like try to like jungle gym. There's like all these trees growing out from the stream, and so we would try to get across like all the way down the stream as far as we can, just like swinging on vines. I mean, there's no vines, but you get the idea.
It's a real jungle.
Like trying to grab on to different like branches and huck yourself without falling into the water, of course. And one of the times we were doing that, we all of a sudden see this like smoke and a little bit of flame, and so we like get out of like our little jungle gym area and like go investigate. We find this like fire going on in the middle of the woods, and so I ran back home, got my mom, like, Mom, fire! Ah! Just like that.
It worked.
7 or whatever. And so she had the bright idea of bringing out a fire hydrant, or not fire hydrant, a fire extinguisher, and we went and we put out the fire, saved the whole world. That's how good.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
how
let the
good I
world
was.
burn to the ground.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks,
The
everyone.
whole
Thank you.
world,
Thank
the
you.
whole world would have
Good
burned. It
job.
wouldn't have stopped before then.
That's funny.
That's
All right,
good.
so I saw Anna Ball said that's when her brother convinced her to grab the electric fence.
Oh.
She
Oh,
did. It was
Ouch.
on. So, ouch.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been great. I see a lot of people saying the OG Minecraft. This is when Minecraft was first kind of popular for them.
Not for me.
What year was that?
At my
2010.
old
Oh.
house, there was a crow that would come to Jada in my window at
What?
certain times of the during the day, and would hit its beak on the window and wake us up. Oh.
You have a crow friend. We should get our squirrels and the crows
What?
together.
I don't think they would get along.
Why did Rory
No,
put
a
a
big
barfing
fight.
face by Bellingham?
Bro,
What?
Bellingham's nice.
Why are you barfing?
What's wrong
Yeah.
with Bellingham?
I lived in Bellingham for a few years.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's cute.
Phil says he remembers 8 or 9 was about when they got their first TV, and the first show was rerun of Little House on the Prairie.
Wow.
Very cool.
All right.
I'm watching that a lot.
What is your favorite band? Mine is the Deke
I've
Squad.
never heard of that.
I've heard of them.
Nope, I don't know.
Peter, stop spreading random stuff in the chat, including fictional bands.
All right.
Oh, it's fake!
I see.
Nice. All right. Well, it's almost 8, so because we're almost out of time, I say let's spin one more and just have Mindy do it since they know Mindy probably the least.
Oh, okay.
So-
Sounds
good.
I hope it's 50. That'd be really fun.
Oh, I don't know. So we have to predict like what
Yeah, you have to
what I would
What
be,
you-
where I'd be, who I'd be.
Oh no!
No, no! I have to think
Well,
about.
this is
friends.
okay because we already did.
There you go.
So
4 to 6. So like basically the earliest memories then.
Preschool, kindergarten, first grade.
I actually didn't go to preschool. So like I have
Me
to think
either.
I did like it was a hybrid of a tap ballet class when I was like 4 right before I was
What?
probably 4. Yeah. And I did that for a short while. I don't remember much of it, but I remember that's how I learned to like tumble, which is just rolling forward on the ground. That's basically all I remember like doing. But there's like video recordings of me on stage just doing like the weirdest dance because we're like 4, so we don't know how to do anything. So we're just like holding hands, moving around, doing a little tap tap tap, and then going in a circle and going around and around. I think it was fun from what I remember, but the videos looked fun.
Did you beat up your sisters?
I probably did, yeah. Yeah. Basically, like, whole childhood up to, like, 10 years old, I was fighting them all the time. Mostly just my sister, Hannah, because she was a butt.
Wasn't fun.
She had all the troubles with people's, and all the energies. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else happened. Because kindergarten, I don't remember much of kindergarten. I think we colored. First grade. I think we colored.
That is not what everyone does.
Oh, I got
Wait,
something.
I think so.
That's like saying, I think I breathed air.
I think I breathed. I think I grew. I think I blinked. Yeah. I think that was probably maybe my 6th birthday actually, because it was after I went to kindergarten. I had my first memorable like birthday party, and because my birthday's in the summertime, that was the first time we did like a pool party for my birthday, and it was like iconic because everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, that was so fun! We went to a pool, and it was like we had water balloon fights and everything." So that was like the first like birthday that I remember having, and that became a thing where like a lot of other birthdays was just like a pool party, and it was really fun. So that's just a fun thing. I don't know if I have many memorable, embarrassing things during that time. I know I did a lot of stupid things, but
Where did you live?
I lived in Bonnie Lake, Washington, all my life except for
Lived
college.
In a lake?
Oh yeah, no, totally, yeah. We went swimming there too, but
How many people even know where Bonnie Lake is?
that's a good question. Yeah, you would know.
Caden, question mark.
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
So technically, Bonnie Lake is spelled E-Y instead of I-E.
Red kid.
But everyone does that, so I have no hard feelings.
It's like, what, east Tacoma?
Puyallup more.
Yeah, it's around Puyallup. Mount Rainier is kind of far away, but like close to us. What's weird though is that the actual lake that's named Bonnie Lake apparently is just like a pond. I don't even know if I've seen it before because it's just in the middle of like a weird spot in the neighborhood. And the actual lake that's near us is Lake Taps, which is man-made. We made a whole lake because we were like, we don't want that one. We don't want a pond. We want a real lake.
Wow.
So that's a fun
That's
place
funny.
fact. Yeah.
So,
Spelled Bonnie.
Rory
Yeah, it's
doesn't
true.
like Bellingham because the football team is just
Oh,
sad.
okay.
Like Westerns? High school?
Probably
High school?
Naomi says that's when Jada was born.
Oh,
That's when she became a sister.
That's so sweet.
Rowena keeps hurting herself. That's
Yeah, sounds like a
oh my
theme.
goodness. Needle deep inside the foot.
Sioran, 4 years old, back in the island. Always got in trouble with Taryn. Gotcha. Yeah. Oreen was talking about that's when she first learned how to use the walker and also had her first wheelchair.
Nice.
Yeah. Any last second stories we want to throw in it from 4 or 6?
I got my head cracked open.
Oh.
Like, you saw your brain?
No, I just cracked my skull.
Oh
My cousin accidentally hit it with a baseball bat.
Accidentally?
What?
It's a long story. You can ask me about it some other time.
Oh
It's actually not that long,
Oh.
but it's just more fun to leave it in suspense like that.
There you go. Maybe next time. Maybe when we do this again. If you
Yeah.
guys want us to do this again, go ahead. Let us know that. There's not really a marker.
Then you have to text us 10 stories about our lives. You have to come up with stories from our childhood. No, I'm just
Make the stories up.
Okay. Alright, well it is 8 o'clock and I think we're going to wrap it up. But thank you guys for tuning in. Keep sending in your stories. We'd love to hear more about your guys' stories as well. And don't forget, we will be in person next week if you are good with coming and your parents are good with that. If not, then we're also going to start doing little Zoom Bible study prayers on Sunday evenings if you guys want to join us there. For those who especially can't come in person. But even if you come in person, you can also just join us on Zoom on Sunday. You don't have any school that day, hopefully, and we can just kind of hang out. We can pray and encourage each other in the faith. And there is no Among Us tomorrow. We're not doing game time tomorrow. We'll do those just kind of here and there randomly. We'll let you guys know. So if you want to do another Among Us game night, bug the planning team. Bug, like Maya, David, Naomi, all those people. Because they're the ones to kind of plan those things and let us know when to do them. So, Sam, you want to pray us out?
Well, the other thing I was going to say,
yeah, go ahead.
Keep watch on Fridays. We start releasing some funny, also kind of faith-related videos when it comes to Luke and I giving a little bit of reaction. So we got some reaction videos coming up. So keep watch for those. We got more content coming out for you guys, okay?
Woo!
All right. Lord, we just want to thank you for today. Thank you that we got to meet together through this YouTube live stream and got to learn a little bit more about each other's lives. We thank you that you've been with us and been watching us this whole time. And Lord, that you, most importantly for a lot of us, brought us to a relationship with you during our childhood. And Lord, I just pray for those who are not in a relationship with you yet. Lord, would they know you? Would they realize it's not too late? It's not something that happens just when you're a little kid. Lord, at any point in time, they can make that decision to have a relationship with you. And Lord, we just pray that you would be with us next week as we meet in person. Would you keep us all safe? And would you keep us all healthy? And we pray all these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right. Goodbye, friends. We shall see you next time. Adios.